Hello, welcome to this video, which is like a tutorial. I'm Reverend John. In case you don't know me, you might be watching this, um, and this video is going to help you to follow the liturgy that we're going to be using for the first 3 nights of Holy Week. We're going to stream a service at 7 o'clock and on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's going to be a service of the Stations of the Cross. So you might be thinking, oh, Stations of the Cross, that sounds very Catholic. These are actually Anglican versions of the Stations of the Cross. So all of the stations are biblical, and each object that we're going to be inviting you to collect and use in the liturgy is there to symbolize that station. Because we won't have pictures or sculptures, we thought that we would use objects to tell the story of Jesus' journey from the Garden of Gethsemane to the tomb. It's a very beautiful service, and it really helps us to focus on Jesus's journey and his passion in a very interesting and reflective way. So I hope you can join us on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be doing a section of the journey each evening, and we'll be showing you in this video the kinds of objects that you can collect beforehand to help you tell the story. And I'm going to move the computer now so you can see the tray, and you'll see my hands as I'm picking up the various bits and pieces that we're inviting you to use. So here's a tray that we don't mind using for the 3 days of the service, because it's good to keep the objects together on the tray so that at the end of the 3 days, you'll have something that you can use to meditate on, to reflect on, perhaps on the rest of the Holy Week. So particularly on Good Friday afternoon and on Holy Saturday. So, Stations of the Cross. The first station is Jesus praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. So we thought perhaps you might want to use a house plant, like this one here. I'm not going to put this on the tray because it'll overbalance it. Or you might want to collect some leaves from your garden to encourage you only to go into your garden to do these. I have some leaves that you can leave in one corner to represent the garden where Jesus is praying. The second station, Jesus is betrayed. Betrayal is a very hard thing, and you need to have hardness of heart to do it. So we thought perhaps we might represent betrayal with some simple stones or pebbles that again you can collect from your garden and use those to represent Judas's hardness of heart, the bitterness of that betrayal. The third station, Jesus is condemned. This is the part of the story where Jesus is before the Sanhedrin, the high priest, and the high priest tears his clothes as he condemns Jesus. And as Jesus is judged. So we thought a simple rag that you don't mind tearing, if you don't have such a thing, a paper towel would equally do, that you can actually tear during the liturgy. The fourth station, Jesus is disowned. This is the story, part of the story in which Peter, when he recognizes that he has disowned Jesus and betrayed him effectively, He hears the cock crowing and he weeps bitter tears. So we thought a little bowl of water, which can help represent Peter's tears. The fifth station, Jesus is judged. The people shout, "Crucify him." So I'm going to invite you to take a simple piece of paper and draw on it a cross. Whether you can see that, this light is not helping. There's a simple cross on the piece of paper. The sixth station, Jesus is tortured. During that torture, they place on him a crown of thorns. So we thought perhaps if you gathered some small sticks, such as these, just little sticks, and arrange them like crosses or crossings out, negations, they look a little bit like a crown of thorns. So that's the sixth station. The seventh station, Jesus carries the cross. If you have a simple cross, you can use it here. This is one that was made for me by Richard Pyatt. It's beautiful. Or you might make your own. Again, some sticks from the garden, a little bit of twine. Jesus carries his cross. Eighth station, Jesus is helped. Remember in the story how Simon of Cyrene carries Jesus' cross for him. He thought he would take the piece of paper and put it on that cross that you've laid there. It's almost like there's been a transformation from the accusations to Simon's helping. The ninth station, Jesus meets the women of Jerusalem, and they shed bitter tears, they shed sorrowful tears for him. He asks them not to cry, but to be prepared for the disaster that's going to come on them. So perhaps use the water again to represent those tears of the women. The 10th station is when Jesus is actually crucified. So we suggest you have a little bit of blue tack or plasticine and actually just put your simple cross upright using that. The 11th station, Jesus invites. It's when Jesus invites his beloved disciple. Oh, no, beg your pardon. When Jesus invites the criminal who is crucified with him to paradise. We thought paradise might be represented by a little spray of flowers that you take from the garden, blossom, or a small flower. The 12th station is Jesus commissions. Got some photographs that we've cut out of the newspaper. Both happen to be a man and a woman, but it wouldn't matter. Two people to represent Jesus' beloved disciple and Jesus' mother. Jesus gives them each to the other. The 13th station is Jesus' death, and the story tells how a soldier gives him some sour wine. So we've got a little vinegar bottle there we could use. Or if you don't have such a thing, you might take a little bit of sponge, because that's how the sour wine is held up to Jesus' mouth just before he dies. And the last station, the 14th, Jesus is laid in the tomb. Again, we've got some cloth here. These are some very lovely bits of cloth. And we've got some perfume or some oil that you could place on that cloth. You could perfume that cloth to represent the spices that are used to embalm Jesus's body when it's in the tomb. So there are the 14 stations represented. I'll be doing this during the liturgy, building up this picture, which using all of these objects. And I'm going to suggest that you do the same, because having these things will really help you to focus on each part of Jesus's journey, each station, each stopping place. So I hope that this video was useful. We will let you have it by posting it up on the website, and John, I'm sure, will be able to get it on YouTube as well. And we'll send the liturgy via the website as well. You can download it from there and follow it if you've been able to print it out or have it on your computer to follow. And we look forward to you joining us for these services in Holy Week. Thank you.